Hello, everyone in the multiverse and beyond. This is your friend forever, Evan Lefavor, with a brand new important video. Today, we are going to be discussing some of the amazing technology that exists within the kingdom of heaven. Because in case you didn't know, the kingdom of heaven exists, science fact, deep in outer space in giant spaceships. That's right, the kingdom of heaven exists within spaceships deep in outer space, using advanced technology. So a lot of people tell me, oh, Evan, aren't I going to get bored if I live forever in heaven? Won't I just get bored and run out of things to do? Well, you never run out of new things to do in heaven because the multiverse exists, which means there are all these alternate parallel realities on planet Earth and all these other planets with life on them in existence. And you get to experience in heaven everything created in all these alternate timelines. So you have infinite new movies to watch all the time, and people in heaven are creating new movies too all the time. So there's always new stuff to watch. But when you get to heaven, you realize that movies are not the ultimate form of entertainment. They're not the ultimate form of experiencing a story. All right? And because in heaven, we have technology in the kingdom of heaven that is like what you see in the film The Matrix. That's right. In the movie The Matrix, you see the concept of a simulated reality that is indistinguishable from real life. So when you're in this simulation, you cannot tell that you're in a simulation because you're living and you're breathing and you're experiencing everything as if it were completely real. And there's no way to distinguish between the simulated reality and the real reality other than knowing you're in a simulation. So, in heaven, we use this technology to be able to experience whatever we could imagine experiencing in a consequence-free way. So we can enter into simulated realities like you see in the Matrix. And inside these realities, we have the powers of a god. We can fly around like Neo does in the Matrix. We can fly. We can jump super high. We can shape shift. We can become whoever we want. We can experience whatever we want. Okay? So one of the cool things that we use this technology to do is we allow you to enter into the reality of your favorite TV shows or movies or books or even video games. You can enter into that reality, and the simulation will make it seem as if you are really in their world, that these are real, living, breathing characters that you are interacting with. They're real people. Okay, so if you have a favorite movie, you can go into that movie as if it were real and interact with the characters and the plot in any way you want. All right, in heaven. It is amazing, amazing technology. Okay, so it allows you, very much like this movie, Last Action Hero, with Arnold. You know, this movie was filled with hidden evanism symbolism about this technology. Because in the movie Last Action Hero, this boy gets transported into the reality of his favorite movie. And he can bring characters from the movies out of the movies into the real world. We can do all of that in heaven, and we do all of that in heaven. I have brought fictional characters out of movies and using technology, given them a physical body in the real world so that they can have a body and exist within our reality. And they are the real characters They become real. They're not the actors playing the parts. They are the actual characters. So it's really cool. You can go into the reality of your favorite book and be yourself within that reality. But in heaven, we do something even cooler with this technology. Even cooler than that. All right? Because sure, it's fun to go into these realities, but we have another form of entertainment that's like a mix between being in a simulation and theater, where instead of being yourself in these realities, you become the characters within the movie, within the story. You actually live out their lives and live out the events of these things. So you can go into the film Titanic and you become Leonardo DiCaprio's character and experience all the events of the film as if it were really happening to you. And you can enter into these simulations with other people, and they can be the other people within the simulation. So I have, with my heavenly wife, we have entered into these simulations where it is a love story, and her and I are the main characters, and you live out the entire lifetime of these characters, you know? So in heaven, you can experience what it's like to be Romeo and Juliet. You can live out their entire lifetimes and all the events of what happened in Romeo and Juliet. You can experience that for yourself, actually being them. You can become them. Enter into a simulation where you become them. And like I said, you can share these simulated reality experiences with other people. So your friends and loved ones can enter into these simulations with you and play different roles within the reality. And then a recording of it is made, and you can enjoy a movie and a recording of what you experienced, your version of the story in heaven after you exit the simulation, after the simulation is over. So that means you can become Batman in heaven. If you want to, you can enter into a simulation where you are born as Bruce Wayne and you experience his entire life. So you become Bruce Wayne. You become Batman. You grow up as Bruce Wayne. You experience his life day by day by day. And actually what it is like to be Batman. You become Batman. And you can experience this in heaven, all right? So there's nothing else like it on earth at this point in time. This technology is so amazing, what it allows us to do, okay? And I have entered in, like I said, with my heavenly wife, we went into the Spider-Man universe, and I became Spider-Man. Right? I lived for a long, long time as Spider-Man in the Spider-Man universe as if it were actually real. All right? Because this technology in heaven makes these quote-unquote fictional realities into real realities that you can enter into. Like I said, it's not just a 2-hour experience. You are there from the minute they're born to the minute they die, their whole lives. You get to be that character. You become another person. But it's still you experiencing it. It's still you that's inspiring the decisions that are made. So it's really awesome technology. And like I said, it's fun as heck to be Spider-Man and to be able to web shoot around the city and save the world and do all this cool shit. And you can do all of that in heaven. You can become Harry Potter. All right, I've done it. I've experienced Harry Potter's whole life as Harry Potter, and you can too. And it's better than reading a book or being in a movie, all right? Or watching a movie or playing a video game, because you actually become this character. You live out their entire lives, and it's all real, but it's all a simulation. So it feels real. It is real, okay? And then we remember it for you. The simulation is recorded, all right? So you can go back and watch the choices you made and what actually happened in your unique version of this story. Because when you become these characters, you start making choices on your own that affect the outcomes, that are unique to you, the only choices that you make. So when someone else becomes Harry Potter, their story evolves differently because they made different choices than you did when you entered into the Harry Potter simulation. All right? So everybody gets to experience this simulated reality in the kingdom of heaven. It is all achieved through technology, much like you see in the film The Matrix. All right? So, FYI, you all could be in a simulated reality right now. This reality we live in today could all be a simulation in the kingdom of heaven. Everything in this reality could have started out as a book, a fictional book that someone created in an alternate timeline. And in heaven, the technology is making that book real. And we are all in it right now, in that reality of the story of our lives right here, right now. But it's all based on a book that was written in an alternate timeline. That we are all fictional characters that are becoming real because of technology in heaven. That we are real. That we are able to have free will within this story, even though the events were already written about in a book. How wild would that be? What if this was a movie? What if in another reality there's some actor playing Evan Lefavor that looks just like me, identical to me, but their name is not Evan Lefavor, in another timeline, and they come in, and there's a movie about the father of Jesus Christ named Evan Lefavor, the king of the kingdom of heaven, reincarnated on planet Earth to save the world in the 20th century. What if that was just a movie and an actor that looks just like me played me in that movie, and then in heaven, the technology, the simulated reality technology, made that movie real? That the reality of that movie became real. So now Evan Lefavor is real, and now all of you are real, even though you're all played by actors from outside of our reality, that we started out as a movie. All right? That's what could be going on right now, because reality is a simulation. We are in a simulated reality. So it very well could be a simulated reality from heaven, using this very technology that I'm telling you about right now. Okay? Because you can't tell that you're in the simulation when you enter into it. You make yourself forget that you're in the simulation, and then you experience it as if it were real. There are simulations where you are fully aware that you are in the simulation, and you are like a god, and you have godlike control over everything you experience. All right? But for entertainment purposes, we use these simulations where we enter into them and make ourselves forget that we're in the simulation, just so that we can experience this, because we are immortals, okay? We are gods, all right? We are gods that are simulating mortality through this simulation, all right? Mortality, everything in this reality, it's all a simulation that gods enter into to be storytellers, to interact with the story of this world, all right? So, like I said, every word that comes out of your mouth could be written by a writer outside of our reality, outside of the simulation. It's all pre-written. We're just the characters. We are the characters. And so these words come out of my mouth. I don't have to think of what I'm saying. I just say what I'm saying. But what if what I am saying is being written by someone else who is writing the story to our reality as we speak, or already wrote it before this simulation was ever turned on? All right. What if everything is pre-written and we're just acting it out in this simulated reality, in this simulation? All right. But yeah, but heaven, when you get to heaven and the spaceships deep in outer space after you die, when we relocate your soul into your new immortal heavenly body in heaven, you become a god, and you can enter into these simulated realities and experience whatever you want to experience. And we have brand new simulations. We share simulations with each other. So you can design a simulated reality and then share it with others so they can experience it. So they can experience the reality. So it's really cool. You're going to love it. It's a lot of fun. If you thought movies were cool, if you thought books were cool, if you thought video games were cool, just wait till you actually can become the characters with this technology, where you actually live out their lives, where you can actually make choices that affect the outcome of the story, that are unique to you. I mean, and it's all 100% realistic. You can't tell that you're in a simulation. That is what we provide to you in heaven. It is awesome, awesome technology. Really, really cool technology. And like I said, I've lived all kinds of wild lives as Spider-Man. I've been Spider-Man for a long time, okay? The real Spider-Man, but I'm not the only one. Other people in heaven have done it too, all right? And I've entered into simulations where I am Romeo and my heavenly wife is Juliet, and we get to experience their story. But we can, even though we look like Romeo and Juliet, we don't look like ourselves. We can still feel each other's love emanating from the two different characters that we become when we enter into the simulation together, right? So you can enter into these simulations in heaven with other people, and you all become the characters. All of you become the characters and play your roles and make different choices. And it's so much fun. And it's so awesome. And it's a life-changing experience. It affects you because you actually live out these lifetimes as these characters. You have these memories from those worlds. And it's all real. And it's wild. And it's what we do because we are gods. That's right. You watching this, you are a god. All right? You're going to live for eternity. And this is just one of our simulations that we're a part of. Now you know the truth about reality. We are here to save the world because we are heroes. But you'll see. I don't want to give any spoilers about how our story ends. But maybe our story never ends. Maybe this is just the beginning. So thank you so much for watching this video. Now you know the truth about the simulations in the kingdom of heaven and how amazing they are. And I'll talk later about how in heaven I have brought fictional characters out of their movies about them and into reality so that they can exist within heaven. and they can join the army of heaven. So not only do like Batman, yeah, I have brought Batman out of his reality into the real world to let him join the army of heaven and help me save all of existence for all of eternity. But we'll save all about that for another video. I hope you understand a little deeper now the technology available in the kingdom of heaven in these simulated realities, because it's awesome. All right, it is amazing. We have all of eternity. That's forever, by the way, forever, to be immortal gods, because we are. That's what we are. And we can experience these various simulated realities at our own leisure. So, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe. If you like the video, hit me up with a like and click the little bell icon next to the subscription bar, and you will be notified next time I go live, because you don't want to miss Evan Lefavor live content on this show. Until then, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.